Hey guys, be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram for extra content you won't see here. Click the links in the description below.
Hey, what's up guys, Evo94 back again with another action figure review. Today we are going to look at the Marvel Legends Hasbro Iron Man 10th Anniversary 2-pack with Tony Stark and Iron Man Mark 1. So we got both figures displayed on the front of the package. You see we get a suited body Tony Stark along with the Mark 1 armor from the first movie. This is the number 1. I guess this is the one that starts the panorama picture on the side. And this is that picture that I was referring to. This is number 1, so this starts right here. So it's in order of the movie releases. On the back of the box, we can see that they also did label number 1 on the top here. 2008, which was when the movie came out. We have a movie poster, and then 2 read-ups here on the back. We get one for Tony Stark that says, "The heir of Stark Industries, Tony Stark does not realize the impact of his weapons of war until he is kidnapped and forced to build one or die." And for Iron Man Mark 1, Tony Stark creates a suit out of weapons, materials, and escapes from confinement in a clanking suit of metal, later known as Mark 1. And then we also do get another read-up on the side here. Got 2008 Iron Man, and then if you want to read it, go ahead and pause the video. Alright, and this was the pack I was most excited about when they first unveiled the 10th anniversary series last year, I think it was. I don't know if it was Comic-Con San Diego or New York. I don't know which one, but when they first revealed these and I saw that we were getting a Tony Stark with a Mark 1 Iron Man, I got really excited. I was hoping that they would be like, at least the Mark 1 would be brand new and all of this. But I'm a little underwhelmed here because it's not. It's actually the exact same mold from 2008 or 2007 whenever they released this figure, because I know they released figures before movies. So I'm sure it's an 07 mold, but I mean, that is a long time ago. That's over 10 years. And they couldn't make a brand new mold for Mark 1. Oh my god, I don't know. I was just expecting the best movie Mark 1 that we've gotten so far, because right now the only best one we have is the Rebel Tech one, which is an import. So Marvel Legends, I was really hoping they were going to step up their game with the Mark 1 armor here and give us a brand new mold. Okay, so they used the old mold, exactly the same, articulation, everything's the same. Even the little gimmick, you guys remember the gimmicks they put in? Now this is how you know this is an old mold, because all those Iron Man 1 movie figures came with a little gimmick, or a little, you know, these effects here. So you see how that just shot out, so it's got a little spring in there. They all came with one of those things. So now, with that being said, this is a better paint job, way better paint job than what we got the first initial release of this figure. Definitely better. It's not the best either. It could have been better, but it's definitely better than the original one. And I don't have the original one because I didn't like them, you know. I only have a few from that wave of Legend Iron Man figures. I got Ironmonger and I think a Mark III Iron Man, that's it. But as for this guy, I think he was just very plain. He had a little bit of brown on it, and that was it. No detail, no paint at all. So it was, you know, some pretty poor looking Marvel Legends. So at least they did paint this better, okay? So I guess we can look at that aspect of it. For what they did, it's okay. We got a nice little printing right there. The rust look they put on the torso looks pretty okay too. This green, don't know what they're going for with this green. Looks kind of weird. This looks pretty cool. I do like that. It's like an orange paint. Maybe this is supposed to be a green paint that's fading off of the armor. They painted the flamethrower pretty nicely. The back looks okay again. It's just a lot of those green and yellow paint. Only a few areas has the little rusted wash. His head's gonna swivel, very limited, so left and right, but it does move, which is pretty good for what this armor is. Up and down probably is non-existent, to be honest. I don't even know if you can pop this head off without breaking it. Oh, yes, you can. Look at that ball joint. Wow. So that's a weird one. So it's not going to move up and down at all, but it does remove. The arm's going to go forward and back, in and out about this far. Right there. No bicep swivel. We have a swivel at the elbow with a single jointed elbow that really only bends like that much. So not a good bend at all. And we don't have any wrist articulation either. That's all molded like that. This side doesn't have it either. So no wrist hinge or swivel. We do have a waist swivel right here. So that moves. No ab crunch or nothing like that. We have the legs going forward about this far. Back about that far. In and out this far. We do get a little bit of hindering once we get to this part of the leg, which is okay. You know, that's how the armor is, so that's fine. This isn't his most dynamic armor, so the limitation's, I guess, accurate. There is no thigh swivel. Again, this is the old mold. No thigh swivel. A single jointed knee that bends that much. Right there, it swivels at that knee. The ankles are going to hinge, and there's no pivot because they didn't really do any ankle pivots back then that much, and that's it. Oh, it does swivel left and right. And now for the Tony Stark. This is pretty cool. A lot of people have already done this because this is indeed the Agent Coulson body, suited body, which is what I was expecting anyway, so that's fine. This body's pretty nice. I don't think they needed to do a remake or a remold of it at all, so that's fine by me. Came out good. Looks good on him. They did a blue color this time around. I think Agent Coulson was black color on the suit, so they did blue here, and they changed the tie to the same color blue, a little bit glossier. There is the Robert Downey Jr. head, and it looks okay. Doesn't look horrible. I don't think it's 100% there though. You guys let me know. But yeah, the face looks okay. Kind of looks like he's looking to the side instead of looking straight forward. I didn't notice that on mine. And again, this is him in the first movie. So of course he doesn't look as old as he does now in Infinity War. But for the face scan, I don't think it's as good as that new Chris Evans one that we got in the Crossbones 2-pack. But I can see a little bit of RDJ in there. So his head's going to swivel left and right. Right there is going to look up on a bar joint to the hinge, so that's good. It's going to look down. The arms are going to go forward and back, in and out. We have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, swivel at the wrist with a hinge. We have a ab crunch, a waist swivel, T-jointed legs go forward and back. We have a thigh swivel, in and out. Double jointed knees here. Ankles are on a hinge. They do pivot, and they don't swivel. Alright, so there he is next to the body he's using, the Agent Coulson body. And of course it's going to be the same height and all that. So you can see the color difference. They did change it up a bit there. And this is definitely another opportunity for you guys to use the body, to army build the body for goons or whatever you guys want to do with your displays. So another good suited body opportunity there, since it's been a while since we gotten a chance to build that up again. This is actually the Tony Stark I have on my shelf right now on display. Of course I did buy another pack for the Coulson body when that was out, and just for this, and I used the this is the older Hasbro 2-pack, Iron Man 2-pack. I forget who's in it, but it's the older waves of Hasbro, the early days of Hasbro with Marvel Legends, and they did do this this head here. Now the head's really loose on this body, but I just left it on the shelf like that. It looks good when it's displayed like that. You can't tell, and it looks good on the size. But that's the comic version of Tony I got on my shelf right there. Now we can display a movie version. Here's a little closer look at the two next to each other. So before this, the only other decent Robert Downey Jr. head we had from Hasbro was this one that came in the Civil War 3-pack. And this is not using the face scan technology that they're doing over here on this new 10th anniversary version. So you guys let me know your opinion. Which one do you actually prefer? I'm going to have to lean towards the new one. I think the new one looks a little better than this one over here. Definitely has a better likeness. This one looks a little bit weird now that I got them side by side. So here's some more size comparisons here. I want to put them next to the Infinity War version. This is the Civil War version here. So something that Hasbro started doing well now, I guess what they're doing well now is when he's in the suit, or the suit itself is really tall. It's really big because of course the suit's bigger than him. So this is pretty accurate. This is pretty much his size when he's out of the suit, and when he's in the suit he's really tall. I mean, he really is that tall because of the suit. So Hasbro wasn't doing that well, the scale with Iron Man 1 figures back in 2008. So this was definitely out of scale. This should have been made a lot bulkier and bigger. I mean, look at him next to Tony Stark here. Look how small this armor looks. You know, no way was it this tiny. It's just as tall as his other armors, Mark 2, 3, and so on. So this definitely should have been this height. Should have been a lot bulkier, fatter, of course. So this is where it comes into play, where I wish they remolded it, remade it completely with a new sculpt. I'm just so bummed out that they just used the same 2008 mold. Here's the 10th anniversary I just reviewed, Mark 7 from Avengers 1. You can see the great scale they did with this armor. That looks great. It's that big. Look how tiny Mark 1 looks next to it. It should be just as tall and fatter. It should be wider, I guess I should say. A lot bulkier than what we're getting here. And the least they could have done was given us a alternate head for this guy with the front faceplate opened and Tony's face unveiled, like a opened mask version where he did do that in front of Jensen. He opened it up, and that would have been something new on the old body if you guys didn't want to make a new mold, or just make a straight up new mold and give us that, you know, give us a great Mark 1 figure with a alternate open face. It would have been nice, you know. But as for this, I don't think this is gonna look well. I'm gonna try it real quick. If I were to put the Tony Stark head on here, it's not gonna look good at all. It's not even gonna fit. I know some people might ask about the head swapping around, so this is the new Tony Stark head. It's gonna be loose on the Mark 7, but it looks okay, but the neck is a little too long. On the Infinity War Mark 50, that's how it looks. And on the Civil War 3 pack, this is actually the best snug fit so far. It doesn't hang in there loose, it snaps in. That's how it looks, and there's the original one right there. And I know this isn't fair at all, but this is the Revoltech Mark 1 next to the, of course, the Hasbro version. And this is currently the best Mark 1 that we have right now, until Figure Arts comes out with one and maybe competes with it. So far, this is the best 6-inch scale Mark 1, but just to get a comparison in case anybody wanted to see comparison next to the two, that's it. His legs are a little open, so he does stand a little taller. But for the most part, he's also a little short. Again, Japanese figures are always a smaller scale, so these aren't going to scale with Marvel Legends, so keep that in mind. And of course, as for the detail of the two, it's obviously going to be night and day. We got bullet holes here, we got colors on the flamethrowers, on the controls, the back. So it's a lot more detail. We got Stark on the back there. Alright guys, and that's your review of the Hasbro Marvel Legends 10th Anniversary Iron Man 1, Tony Stark, and Mark 1 2-pack. Man, I have so many ideas of how this pack could have been just a little better. I mean, it's a decent 2-pack. This is coming from a Iron Man fan, so I'm gonna be completely honest here. I'm underwhelmed. I'm not gonna sit here and say this is the best Iron Man 2-pack ever, because it's not. For me, my expectations were high, so maybe that's why. Other people might like this one just as fine. But my expectations were very high for this. I was hoping for a new sculpt, but that didn't happen. So we could have gotten a new sculpt for the Mark 1. That's one thing. Another thing is, at least we could have gotten more accessories. I do mention that a lot with these 10th anniversary figures because I feel like they're lacking accessories. So we could have gotten a different head for Mark 1, another head with maybe sunglasses for the Tony Stark. Another option could have been, instead of a suited body, maybe we could have gotten the Tony Stark in a cave. This is where this is from the cave when he built this. So it only makes sense that we would get a Tony Stark in a cave, you know, that kind of outfit with his working gloves and some tools. Maybe an accessory of Tony hammering the helmet, that scene where he was hitting the helmet with a hammer. I mean, those are, you know, pretty much iconic scenes now. You know, this is the 10th anniversary. We're celebrating 10 years of these movies, so that's a scene to remember, to do a 2-pack like that. So instead of the suited body, we could have gotten that instead. I have a lot of ideas of what this could have been, you know, so I don't know. So it's up to you. Overall, what I can say that's good is we get another suited body, we get a updated Tony Stark head that looks good, we get better paint apps on the Mark 1. So that's what's good about this. Other than that, I just wish it could have been a little bit better. That's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.